a broader perspective. Public Affairs segment, giving the masses a grasp of informative, educative, and entertaining updates on current issues while guiding them to follow the latest development in the society. Beam TV, a broader perspective.
Just when the state of housing in Nigeria had become a major concern to the people in Akwa Ibom State, the vision of the social housing estate premiered by architect Ezekiel Nya Etok was established. Born out of love for a better housing for both the rich and the poor in the state, architect Nya Etok, in collaboration with both the state and the federal government, involved in actualizing the dream of a comfortable social housing. The social housing estate, which is located at Ikot Ntwensat, opposite the University of Youth Teaching Hospital, Abak Road, is a private-public partnership (PPP) between architect Nya Etok, the state, and the federal government, and has been described by the visionary as the most prime estate in terms of location, being situated in a central position close to several infrastructures like the University of Youth Teaching Hospital, the Federal Secretariat, the State Secretariat, the Godswill Obod Ekpabio International Stadium, most importantly, access roads to Calabar, Eket, Ikot Ekpene, Aba, Etinan, Ukanafen, Abak, and many other roads in the state. When the flyover still under construction is completed, commenting on the infrastructures in the state, architect Nya Etok, during a press conference with journalists in Uyo, said that the estate, which is divided into phase 1 and 2, is equipped with water reticulation plant, an overhead tank for 3 floors, industrial water treatment plant, industrial borehole, a 25 kVA generator plant, 4 hydrant, 2 transformers meant for constant power supply to the estate.
I am happy today that we all can see that all the roads in almost all the phases of the estate, not just phase 1, we'll go around and you see what I'm talking about, have been completely asphalted and drained. This is not a hope, this is not a promise, this is a reality on ground. That is number 1. Number 2, water reticulation. The entire estate, both phase 1 and subsequent phases, have been completely covered by water reticulation. Completely. We will see it in phase 1, I'll take you to phase 2, and you will see it as well. We do not only have water reticulation, we do not only have overhead tank for 3 floors, because subsequent phases will not be bungalows. So instead of doing it for the bungalow, they did it for the future. We have the overhead tank that takes 3 floors, we have industrial borehole, and we have something that you cannot find in any other estate. What is that? Water treatment plant already installed with a 25 kVA generator that will be able to run anything we want to run, street lights, anything, already installed. We already have 4 fire hydrants, 4 already on ground. We already have 2 transformers already installed and the electrical lines already run. So all the basic facilities and infrastructure are already on ground. We are talking about the safest possible estate.
Answering several questions from the press lane during the conference, architect Nya Etok emphasized that the estate will be strictly residential and must be occupied after purchase.
I've been known for residential housing. So this estate is going to be 100% residential. There are a lot of very rich people people in this state where one person can collect 20 of the buildings using names. Do you understand me? And at the end of the day, he will lock the houses. Because he didn't need those houses. It's just investment for him. But we are crafting agreement, which says that if you are not living in the house, you will give us the right to lease the houses for you until when you are ready to live in the house.
On the charges of living in the estate, Architect Nya Etok said that a Akwa Ibom civil servant between grade 1 to 10 will get a unit of the housing at 8.5 million naira, and other members of the public would be getting the house at 12.5 million naira with an initial deposit of 2.5%. Also tagged is houses as an investment housing scheme for the civil servant.
We want to make sure that a man on any level can own a house in this estate. How do we do that? Cut and fill is the global best practice. Cut and fill. You have the rich, you have the poor. Some of the apartments are broad. You have people that are very rich. They are paying a certain amount. Now there's a cross subsidy where they cut the top of the rich and add to the poor, and the two of them can stay together. Because we need the rich and the poor to stay together. The poor cannot influence the rich, but the rich can influence the poor. What we are doing here is 3 bedrooms, all 3 rooms, en suite with an additional guest toilet. Okay, which is supposed to be an improvement on that. That was done about 6-7 years ago. So if in Uyo the cost of construction was 12 million then, the cost of construction today should be probably 15 million, if not more. But we are selling at 8.5 million to civil servants. Okay? Which means it's far less than the standard cost of construction. And it includes cost of land, okay, cost of all infrastructure, cost of everything put together. In the first phase, the offer to non-civil servants is 12.5 million. The first phase, which means very soon it will move on to the next level.
For future plans, the visionary stated that there are laid down plans to include apartments that will be on monthly rents to ease the stress of annual payment.
We want to be able to have a certain segment that will do rentals. I want to be able to bring up monthly rentals. You are not paid salary on a yearly basis. Do you get the point? You get salary monthly. So how can we start to have rental apartments that you pay monthly? Do you get the point? But you see, we don't have foreclosure laws here. But we'll be able to work around it. We are working out the rental such that at the end of the month, you probably put that down 2 or 3 months deposit. Okay? And then you pay monthly after. If you default the first month, we'll give you notice. By the time you default the second month, we throw you out.
Wrapping up the event, Reverend Nya Etok, the senior pastor of Full Life Christian Center, was taken on a tour around the estate in company of pressmen.
Fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
This is massive.
Reverend Ntia appreciated Architect Nya Etok for a job well done, praying for him and for the success of the estate.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the privilege of seeing purpose unveiled. Thank you for the privilege of raising a generational builder. You said, they that shall be of thee shall rebuild the waste places. They shall restore the desolation of many generations. Heavenly Father, this is in line with your mandate for this season. Therefore, everything you give to Daniel, everything you give to Zerubbabel, to bring about the fulfillment, the rebuilding of desolations. Lord, give it to your son and your servants. You are blessed in the name of the Father. This project is blessed in the name of the Son. The creed is blessed in the name of the Holy Ghost. Amen. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Architect Nya Etok finally thanked the member of the press for their support and promised to achieve more for the good of the states.
Beam TV, a broader perspective.